Anytime you have a question, you put it into this thing called Google, and an answer just shows up and you receive it. This is the best example I can give you for what channeling looks like. When you learn how to channel your book, you will actually receive words, information, content that you didn't know before. And it's like Christmas. It's so much fun. It's the best thing ever. And so right here, right now, I'm going to step into first me talking to your brain, because I want your brain to get on board with this idea before we jump in and learn this process.
Have you ever had an experience where you needed a solution to a challenge you were facing, and then suddenly, when you least expected it, the solution just came to you? It just seemed to have poured out of nowhere and was the answer you were looking for. By a show of hands, how many of you have had an experience like that? All right, good. That was probably, oh no, that seemed to be about, show of hands again. Oh, that's like half the room at this point. Okay. So the first time you just didn't raise your hand. For those of you that just raised your hand, that proves there is a way for you to get inspiration, direction, insights, and solutions far beyond yourself. Some call this channeling. Channeling is defined as receiving a thought or a message from a source outside of your body or your conscious mind. What if there was a way that you could use this concept of channeling to not just solve a challenge or a problem, but to write a book? Yes, write a book without ever experiencing writer's block. Writing a book where the book just comes to you clearly, completely, and exactly as you envisioned it to be. This sounds impossible, doesn't it? But it isn't. It's happening almost every day, and there's a process that can help you set your thinking to receive the wonderful channeling effect. Plus, one of the best parts about this process is it takes only a minute. Yes, only 1 minute. This is something that Keira Poulsen has discovered. Okay, well, not discovered, it came to her. It just appeared in her thoughts as a way to make this happen. She implemented this thought process and it worked. That's how she wrote her first 3 books and has helped others write books in only a few months. Because of this amazing skill she's developed, it has enabled her to create her own mastermind group, her own book publishing company, be a recognized intuitive healer and book medium, host a podcast, oh, and by the way, raise 5 young children. Yes, this might sound a bit too far out for you, and it is, yet for just 10 minutes, I invite you to open your thinking to something that might just be what you're needing to get the answers you need or get you to finally write that book effortlessly. Keira's title is How You Can Channel Your Book with Ease. Please help me welcome Keira Poulsen. Thank you, dear. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Joe. I'm so write your book, and the words are just flowing through you like water. And they're not only just flowing through you, but these words are like potent, right? Like you can feel the vibration, like, oh, this is some good stuff. And you actually have to Google some of the words because you don't even know what they mean. This is actually what happens when you learn how to channel your book. Now, visualize that you write your book for Hay House or any other publishing company, and you're done way before the deadline because there was no struggle. It was very simple and easy for you to write. I will be teaching you today how to channel your book. And it is going to be so much fun, and it's going to be so powerful, and it's going to be super weird. Okay? It's going to be so weird. But anytime you want extraordinary results, we have to do something that's out of the ordinary. So I'm going to invite you guys to just open your minds today, just a little bit, and experiment with what I'm going to teach you. You don't have to believe it. You don't have to even trust it, but you can experiment with these ideas. Now, let's talk about channeling for a second, because this word is like a little bit like mainstream. It's a little muddy. It's like underneath the label of woo-woo, right? But we all channel all the time. Anytime you have a question, you put it into this thing called Google, and an answer just shows up, and you receive it. This is the best example I can give you for what channeling looks like. When you learn how to channel your book, you will actually receive words, information, content that you didn't know before. And it's like Christmas. It's so much fun. It's the best thing ever. And so right here, right now, I'm going to step into first me talking to your brain, because I want your brain to get on board with this idea before we jump in and learn this process. So anyone at any time, in any place, can receive answers. A lot of you actually showed that you've experienced this phenomenon, right? Usually we're in the shower and all of a sudden the answer comes to us. We're driving down the road and this brand new idea shows up that solves a problem in your business, right? Or you're doing dishes, you're like, oh my gosh, I figured it out. This is a form of channeling. But by a show of hands, who agrees that these are sporadic and not predictable, right? So when you learn how to channel, you actually can turn on this flow state at any time and anywhere. I wrote a 30-course class at a trampoline park. My 5 kids are jumping every day. I wrote it in 30 days. Why? Because I learned how to train my body to open up and receive no matter where I am. Now, this book right here, it's an adorable little girl. She is my little girl. She is 9. She channeled this book in 3 hours. I watched it flow out of her body. I did not ask her to write a book. She just wrote this book. I have a ton of these if you want them because it's so beautiful. This is one of the collaboration books that I'm lucky to be a part of. I also published this book. We wrote this, 18 women in 4 weeks using this method. Actually, it was 10 weeks from idea to publication. That's the energy that you play in when you choose to channel. So, like I said, anyone at any time, in any place can use this method. Now, I am an intuitive healer and I'm a book medium, which means I can sit with anyone who's a yes, I'm very clear on that, and I can hear your book. I can hear it, I can see it, and I can see where it's stuck in your body. So I can clear what's in the way of the book birthing. Because that's how books come, right? We like birth them into this universe. I'm also a book publisher, so I'm really spiritual and I'm also really business. I love business just as much. I love business and spirituality. That's like my birthday party right there. Both things together. But you may be all business and no spiritual. And that's okay because this still works. I have this beautiful client. Her name is Jessica Tejan. She's a lawyer. She was VP of this big corporation. She came to me and she was like, I'm so stuck on my book. I cannot write it. And I don't want to do spiritual stuff. I was like, that's okay. Let's just try the method. So she did it. It's been 9 months. She's written 3 books.
Hey, I hope you're enjoying this video, and I want to let you know that I have a new book that's come out, and if you'd like to get it absolutely free, there's a link below in the description, or you can wait till the end of this video, or you can simply go to joesfreebook.com and you can get a copy there.
You don't have to be spiritual for this to work, okay? It's just a process, and it works. So that's the fun part. So I want you guys to, first of all, just take a deep breath in with me. We're going to get out of our minds and into the wisdom of our bodies, because our bodies hold a lot of wisdom, and our minds is brilliant, and they brought us here, and also they create a lot of noise. Yeah. So our body holds a lot of wisdom. So we're just going to take a deep breath in. And I'm going to teach you the 5 steps of what I have called the sacred creative process. I'm going to teach you why we do the 5 steps, and then we're going to actually just do it all together right here in this space, okay? So step 1 is smell. We use the sense of smell to trigger our brain because smell triggers memories. So if you can smell the same smell every time you do this process, you can literally smell it and immediately your mind is going to get quiet and you're going to open up and receive. We are training your receiving muscle by the sense of smell. Step 2, we're going to clean your energy field. We are all energy. Now, if you were to take your coffee mug to the sink and it's filled with mud and you pour clean, pure water into the coffee mug, what's going to happen to the water? It's going to get muddy, right? You have to clean the mug out over and over and over until you can keep the water clean. You are the coffee mug. We need to clean the energy field before we're going to open up to receive new information. Number 3, we're going to call in your angels. Now, studies show 8 out of 10 Americans actually believe in angels. So there could be a really big portion of you who believe in angels. There could probably be a portion of you who don't. But you don't have to believe it for it to work. Because I don't believe or understand how electricity works, but I know every time I turn on a light is going to turn on in a room. That is all you need. You need to just trust that every time you call on your angels, it's going to work. You don't have to understand how it works. Step 4, we're going to give them an assignment. So just like you give your beautiful assistant assignments to support your workflow, we're going to give your angels and your spiritual team assignments like keeping the room quiet. I have 5 kids. How do I podcast? How do I write books? How do I coach? Because I work with my angels all day long. All right, I need another hour of quiet, please. And it works. When we ask, we receive. Number 5, this is the most important thing. Also, I forgot to tell you guys, I have this beautiful handout, so you don't have to take notes, but you can if you want. So step 5, this is the most important piece, is going to prepare your body to receive. This takes 20 seconds. This is the piece that clears out all writer's block. This is the piece that's going to make things easy. This is going to clear out confusion and, this is the most important part, wasted time. Okay? This piece works. Now, I'm going to be honest, I was really hesitant to teach this right here because this is really sacred work to me. But it works, and I know it will help you. And so that is why we're going to do this. You guys ready? Okay. So how you begin is you take, essential oils are the most healthy things that you could just be smelling all the time. So you're going to pick one that you enjoy smelling. You're going to start with smell. You're going to take a deep breath in. You're going to breathe out. I want you guys to close your eyes and picture this brilliant light right outside the crown of your head. You're going to breathe this light in all the way down through your body. We're going to clean, cleanse, clear your system until the light goes all the way to your toes. This light is now going to exit your toes, move up and around your body, sealing it back up at your toes to be an added form of protection and to infuse and insulate you with light. Now, we're going to call in all of our angels, our guides, our leaders, our teachers, our spiritual team in and through the divine light to support us in writing, to hold this space, that it may be still and quiet, so that you may receive exactly what you need to receive. And then we ask that light will touch your ears so that you hear only what needs to be written. The light will touch your third eye, that you will have access to all of your spiritual gifts. The light may cleanse your lips. Oh, that's a bonus piece. Y'all got the bonus piece. This is what you get to say before you speak. The light will cleanse your lips, that you speak only what needs to be spoken. The light will cleanse your arms all the way down to your fingertips, that you write only what needs to be written. Take a deep breath in and open your eyes. Notice how your body feels right here, right now. This is how you prep yourself to receive. Imagine using this 90 seconds to receive and channel your book every time. Now, I want you to feel that book that's in your heart, the one that you've told, I'll write you one day. It's not time for you yet. That book, the one that taps on your shoulder, I want you to imagine that 90 days from today, you're holding it in your hands and it's complete and it's finished. And this isn't just any book. These aren't just any words, because this book was your teacher. This book taught you as you wrote it. The words were actually salve to your pain and your healing. This book is waiting for you. It's waiting for you to open up and receive it. And when you do, not only will your life change, but millions of lives will change because you were the messenger for this message to come through.
Go ahead, Joe. Go.
All right, come on over here. Channel your way over here. First, you got a can.
Yes!
Well, this is a great example of what you need to know when you make a presentation. The first thing that she needed to know is, using her words, this is a woo-woo subject. Are you talking about something that could be contrary to the belief of the people you're talking to? So that was anticipated in the opening, which was Joe's introduction. And you did a great job of structuring that in there, defining channeling. So that you know that example she gave about Google, that we already are doing this. And then how she anticipated throughout the message, you don't have to be spiritual. If you're not spiritual, it's okay. So that separated the woo-woo factor from the practical, realistic things that you come to Genius Network for. So that was excellent.
Thank you.
Then you use the term, this could be really super weird. She's admitting that. Instead of you there, this sounds weird. No, she just said it. I guess it isn't. Get that objection out there and do it. And do it with joy. I mean, how about her positive energy? I mean, if you were an angel, wouldn't you want to work with her? I mean, this is a joyful, happy mother of 5 and successful business person. I know how much time you spend preparing for this.
Yeah.
You spent a lot of time. Your slides work great. Did you notice how well those were? No interruptions on that. And then you went into the example with that deep breath right at 5:18. Halfway through the message, she set everything up, and then she got into those 5 steps, and then she kind of showed you at the end how those work, which took a minute. So just imagine if you've ever been blocked, would it be worth a minute, even if you don't think this could work, to at least try it? Tell them about the handout, though.
Oh, yeah, it's here.
Eunice, the handout?
Eunice, do you mind if I hold one of the handouts out?
Can we get those out for our group? And Gina, online, could you take care of that? Link is online.
Awesome.
And,
Yes, perfect.
And do we have the handout counted?
I've got a handout. I have these ones actually have an error on them. So I have a different one that has front to back. The front is just the 5 steps, you'll see it. And then this is actually the words that we talked about today. So let me just remind you, this is not the only way. My words aren't the way. They're a template. So if there are words in this, you're like, oh, that doesn't feel good when I speak it, then like find your words, right? Like this is just a template to follow so that you know how to create what you love the most, okay?
All right, can you see the value of a handout? If you're giving information that has steps and techniques, put it in a handout. When do you get the handout? At the end. You don't give them to the beginning and put it on the chair and you reading it ahead of time. Now I want you all to channel something. Look at me. I want you to channel something. Let's channel and exemplify gratitude, enthusiasm, and let's give her one more hand for a powerful message. Great job.
Thank you.
Okay, I hope you found that video awesome and useful. So if you want to get a free copy of my book, I want you to click here. And if you want to watch some more videos that'll be useful and awesome, click here. Go ahead. You're over here. Do it now. Come on. Thank you. Watch them.